Nefesh is on page 10. Our souls are leaping into Shabbat. Yedid Nefesh Av HaRachaman, Yedid Nefesh Av HaRachaman, Meshoch Avdecha, Eretz Onecha, Meshoch Avdecha, Yadadadadadada, Eretz Onecha, Yarutz Avdecha, Kemo Ayam, Yishtachaveh, Yadadadadadada, Emul Hadarecha, Yedid Nefesh Av HaRachaman, Yedid Nefesh Av HaRachaman, Meshoch Avdecha, Eretz Onecha, Meshoch Avdecha, Yadadadadadada, Eretz Onecha.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you all for being here. We welcome our guests, Meir, Shaked, and Lehi. Thank you so much for being here from Tamarack. We're excited to have you. In our Torah portion, there is a mention of a sacrifice, a ta'anit sacrifice that's done every single day, twice a day, when the temple was standing. And it makes me think of the things that we might do every single day. Perhaps you brush your teeth every single day. That's a commitment that we all make to our hygiene. You do that twice a day. Perhaps you read a book for a little bit before you go to bed. Maybe you go for a walk. These are things that you have decided to do in your life to make those commitments, and that is how you are enhancing your life. It's the same with this sacrifice. They decided to do this every single day to enhance their lives, to make a routine. And that's how they showed their commitment to Judaism. And so how do you show your commitment to yourselves? Is it through your walk, or your reading, or the brushing of your teeth, or something else that you might do? These are the ways that you commit to yourself and to your Judaism. We're going to begin on page 169. 169, that's correct. We give thanks to you, O God, for this Shabbat day, which unites us as a community of faith and hope. For the holiness
of Shabbat, which can lead us to fulfill the best that is in us, we give thanks.
For the memories of Shabbat, enriched by generations of our people who observed it and from it drew courage to face hardship and light to banish darkness, we are grateful.
We offer thanks for the peace of Shabbat, the day consecrated to family love.
O God, our turning to you exalts our humanity. You are the joy of our life, the source of its greatness, its power, and its beauty.
Help us, O God, to find inspiration for the coming week. Help us to find peace within ourselves and one another.
Our candle lighting is back on page 2.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
moment to relax, to perhaps uncross your arms and legs and to take some deep breaths. I offer you this meditation. Breathe in the air of Shabbat and breathe out the air of Sunday. Remember the things that made you smile that day and bring those into your next breath. Breathe in the air of Shabbat and breathe out the air of Monday. Remember the sunshine that you basked in on Monday. And bring that into your next breath. Breathe in the air of Shabbat and breathe out the air of Tuesday. Remember the delicious meals that you had that day and bring that into your next breath. Breathe in the air of Shabbat and breathe out the air of Wednesday. Remember your peaceful sleep, your sweet dreams that you had that day, and bring that into your next breath. Breathe in the air of Shabbat and breathe out the air of Thursday. Remember the person that you hugged that day and bring them into your breath. Breathe in the air of Shabbat and breathe out the air of Friday. Hold on to the gradual darkening as Shabbat grows closer. Bring those feelings of excitement into your breath. And breathe in the air of Shabbat and breathe out the air of your whole week. Breathe in and breathe out. Shabbat has begun. Continue in our song sheets with Lachune Ranana. welcoming in our Shabbat bride, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela shamor bezachor bedibor echad ishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad ushmo echad v'shem utiferet v'litzchila lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor habracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela hitoreri ki ba'orech u'mi'ori uri shir daberi kevod Adonai alayich nigla lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela.
Please rise, verse 9, face the door.
Moi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha u'tzochola tochem unei am segula boi chala lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela.
Please be seated. Continue on page 27. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer, on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days, lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה מעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי תכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן.
Page 29. O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthermost star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Oh, let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence. We rise for the Baruch, our call to worship.
Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai,
Ata Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidbaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah poteach she'arim, uvitvuna meshane itim, umechalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotechem berakia kirtsono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umemi layla, uma'avdil ben yom uvein layla, Adonai tzebaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam ba'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim.
Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night, we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people, Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Ba'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Ba'ed.
Please be seated. We're on page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha becha, hayom al levavecha, veshinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, b'shivtecha b'beitecha, uvlechtecha v'derech, uvshochbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot peitecha uvisharecha, lema'an tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'hitem kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lihiyot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, emet.
In your song sheets, bottom of page 2. All this is true and trustworthy. Our experience of this world. Our lives are difficult. We are pursued by our ideals and our imperfections. We must choose between life and death, between slavery and freedom. We sway between listening for hope and succumbing to anguish and despair, the death of our spirit. But we are not abandoned, nor alone. We search the distant past and our own days and find the courage to enter our struggles, to wrestle with the pharaohs in our hearts and those in the world around us, and to slowly free ourselves from bondage. We are companions who help each other rise from the dust. From age to age, the tale has been told, how Moses and Miriam led us forth from Egypt. The deed of liberation is answered with joyous song, a moment of celebration that lingers and uplifts us in the midst of our days. Page 40. Page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
Page 45. A thought is blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind, joy in the trees. Shabbat has arrived in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night, and eternity utters a day, and eternity utters a day.
Please rise.
Adonai, Sfatai, Sfatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, Sfatai, Sfatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu ve'Imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, Gomel chasadim tovim, vekonei hakol, vezocher chastei avot ve'imahot, umevi geula livnei bneihem, lema'an shemo be'ahava, melech ozer umoshia umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayei hakol ata rab lehoshia, morid hatal, mechakel chayim bechesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al geburot, umido melech, melech memit umechayeh, umatzliach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukroshim b'chol yom yehallelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. Page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Page 57. We join together at the bottom. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avot. Page 63. We reach for you, our God, from our quiet places. May we stand still for a brief moment and listen to the rain. Stand still for a brief moment and watch the play of sunlight and shadow on the leaves. For a brief moment, listen to the world. Let us stop the wheels of every day to be aware of Shabbat. Find the stillness of the sanctuary which the soul cherished. Renew the covenant of an ancient people. We need a quiet space to test the balance of our days, the weight of our own deeds against the heaviness of the world's demands. The balance is precarious. Steady us with faith, quiet places and stillness, where we will hear our own best impulses speak. Quiet places and stillness, from which we will reach out to each other. We will find strength in silence, and with this strength, we will again return to your service. We take time for internal reflection and silent prayer.
Say shalom bimroma, uya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
In our song sheets on page 3, Poem for Israel. Too many, by Yehuda Amichai. Too many olive trees in the valley, too many stones on the slope, too many dead, too little earth to cover them all. And I must return to the landscapes painted on the banknotes and to my father's face on the coins. Too many memorial days, too little remembering, My friends have forgotten what they learned when they were young. And my girlfriend lies in a hidden place, and I am always outside, food for hungry winds. Too much weariness, too few eyes to contain it. Too many clocks, too little time. Too many oaths on the Bible, too many highways, too few ways where we can truly go, each to his destiny. Too many hopes that ran away from their masters, too many dreamers, too few dreams whose interpretation would change the history of the world like Pharaoh's dreams. My life closes behind me, and I am outside, a dog for the cruel, blind wind that always pushes at my back. I am well trained. I rise and sit and wait to lead it through the streets of my life, which could have been my true life. We offer a prayer of healing for those in our congregation. This week, we are thinking of Annie, Steve Bloom, Linda Bloom, Adam Brook, Joe Crane, Roberta Feinstein, Tracy Ford, Vito Gold, Ellen Heckler, Johanna Kitchell, Carol Benovowitz, Sue Rollinger, Mickey Rosner, Marcia Silverman, Mark Wilner, Dan Zimmerman, and Judy Zimmerman. If you have any names to add or correct, I encourage you to do so.
Sally, Judy, Renee, and David.
Our prayer for healing is on page 253. To offer some words of wisdom to us. Thank you so much for being here this evening.
Thank you very much for hosting us. My name is Nir Granov. I live in Tel Dashim, is a small moshav in the Jezreel Valley in Israel. We are all Tamarak camps counselors, specialists. Shaked and I are trippers, and Lee is an art specialist. I finished my army service a week before camp started for me. So I served for 5 years as a combat soldier in the Israeli army. And when I come back to Israel, so I'll probably go to reserve. And I want to tell you my story today. If you look closely at the Torah, you can see the destruction and exile always repeat. Like if you look back 3,000 years ago, you can see the destruction, and then we build another country, another state, another place that all the Jewish community can be and just enjoy the Jewish community. And every time it repeats itself, the destruction and exile, while we try to build our country. October 7th, the terrorist organization Hamas declared war on Israel. They declared war on the Jewish state. Hamas tried to destroy the idea of the Jewish state. He killed, he kidnapped, he butchered kids on their houses, civilians, not even army. He went to several kibbutzes. Kibbutz is a small town, and he went to the kibbutzes, bombed the main gate, and just killed people all over. At this specific time, there was no army at this area. The only people that really tried to fight against the Hamas, they were the civilians, basically. Some people from every kibbutz, from every place, they tried to do their best to save lives. I was chief commander in the army at that time. That specific day, I woke up at 7 a.m. I felt that something's wrong. I opened my phone. I saw the news about something going on with Gaza. I should say that on this specific time, it was really common that Gaza throw missiles, and it was really common that the kibbutzes on the Gaza Strip are bombed. It was really happening for a daily basis. So I thought, yeah, all right, it happens again. But then I opened the news on the television, and I just saw a journalist inside kibbutz near Oz, an Al Jazeera journalist inside kibbutz near Oz. And I was shocked. At this specific time, I called my team. I gathered them up. I took them from their houses, and we went back to base. Meantime, the civilians tried to keep life, basically. Many kibbutzes were burned, houses were burned during this specific time, and the army was not there. We got there only like 4 hours after it started, but it isn't enough. For 3 days, Hamas was in charge of some kibbutzes in the south of Israel, in the Gaza Strip, until the army really was managed to take control back. So for 3 days, there were people still in their homes, waiting in the shelter for someone to rescue them, until the army came and helped them. I want to tell you what we found in Gaza. We found school books that says that the Jewish state should not longer exist, that Jewish people are awful. Some books had stuff from Mein Kampf. Mein Kampf was Adolf Hitler book, and it was quoted over there. Some books showed how to build weapon and how you use weapon for first graders, for kindergarten. And that is what we found. Most of the hostages during the first days were in hospitals, under hospitals. Al-Shifa hospital basically had a Hamas underground facility during all those years. All the money that Qatar gave to Gaza went to those shelters, to Hamas shelters, not to medication and this stuff. And we just found it during the war. Another thing, important thing, is this: you should understand that journalists and people, like decent people, did awful things. Noor Gamani, she's a woman that was rescued about a month ago on a rescue mission, and she was at a journalist's house while they took her from this house. For 10 months, there are still Israeli and American hostages. I can say that as a combat soldier, that was my biggest mission, to bring them alive home. This is the biggest mission right now of the Israeli army. And this is why most of the soldiers sacrifice their life for this mission. The Torah says many times that Veshavu banim legvulam. It says, bring back our people home. So this is our main goal right now. Hamas tried to make the destruction now. We need to do everything we can that the Hamas attack would not do that to us. It means that all the Jewish community, your help to Israel, and also all people from all around the world, this is what makes us stronger right now, makes Israel stronger. Your lovely community donated a lot of money for Israel, a lot of equipment, and I can say as a combat soldier that it really helped us during the war. It felt like a warm place that far away, but a warm place that stick on your mind. And thank you for this. To conclude, I want to tell you about something. The past week, I had the privilege and the honor to be a tripper on a trip with Be'eri kids. Be'eri was one of the kibbutzes that had, I would say, the roughest time. Like, most of the houses were damaged. A lot of, probably about 100 people were killed, were murdered. There are still people now, still hostages in Gaza. Some, they are not longer alive. Some are alive. So this kibbutz was hit really hard. And I had the privilege to be with 14 years old kids from the kibbutz. They came to camp this year to have just normal time. I can say that for 10 months they did not have this specific feeling. They were adults. Some of them were hostages in Gaza. Some of them, their parents died. Those kids had a really rough time, and because of this lovely community, those kids came to camp this year, and I was with them in the trip. And I can say that at first they didn't want to be here because it was too happy and everything, but from one specific moment when we were on a log slide, a really big dune on the Upper Peninsula, and they just did what kids do. They just went to the water, they just go up and down the dune, and they enjoyed the nature. And from this moment, they became really just kids, normal kids that having fun, and it is really important for those kids. So just for you to know how much your support and what your actions affects, how your actions affect those kids. It was really important for me. Before finishing, I want to say a blessing for this amazing community and for the hostages. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. Thank you very much. עם ישראל חי.
Thank you so much for sharing your story and for your bravery, for all you've done for Israel. I know you'll continue to do great things for the country and for our people. You spoke about the cycle of destruction and then rebuilding. We see that also in our Jewish calendar. In the month of Av, it is quickly approaching. We have that moment of destruction when we remember the temple being destroyed. And then 6 days later, we celebrate a day of love, of Tu B'Av. And that's when we start to rebuild again. And so thank you for giving us some hope and some of the real news that we can reflect on further. We're going to go back to our prayer books, page 282 for the Aleinu. Please rise if you're able to. Page 289. In nature's ebb and flow, God's eternal law abides. When tears dim our vision or grief clouds our understanding, we often lose sight of God's eternal plan. Yet we know that growth and decay, life and death, all reveal a divine purpose. God, who is our support in the struggles of life, is also our hope in death. We have set God before us and shall not despair. In God's hands are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh. Under God's protection we abide, and by God's love are we comforted. O life of our life, soul of our soul, cause your light to shine into our hearts and fill our spirits with abiding trust in you. We think of those who have passed away in recent days and weeks. Today we are remembering Gerald Friedman, Carol DeVore, and Donna Newmeyer. And we think of those who have passed away in this season in years past. We're remembering William Dobos, Sanford Eichenhorn, William Frank, Stuart Friedman, Rebecca Becky Goldberg, Andrew Golden, N. Norman Goldenberg, Harry Goldsmith, Judy Herman, Richard Menzer, Justin Scott Rochkind, Leonard Shepsis, and Lloyd Suter. If you have any names to add or correct, I encourage you to do so.
Gadal v'yitkadosh shemei Rabbah. Ve'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon uvyomechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kari v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lomei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata b'shirata. Tushbechata b'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. Oseh shalom mimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. Oseh shalom mimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru amen.
Please be seated. Amy has some announcements for us. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you to Linda and Donna for ushering and Josh for streaming. It's time for TKA Havdalah in the Park. Please join us at Heritage Park in Farmington Hills tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Bring your own picnic dinner for an evening of games, Havdalah, s'mores, and songs. Sorry, the park does not allow pets. We hope you brought them all last Friday. The next meeting of our current events group will be on Tuesday, July 30th at 3 p.m. Please note the new time for this bi-weekly event is now 3 p.m. Wednesday, July 31st at 7 p.m., join TKA Sisterhood for game night. There's no cost for members. Non-members are $5 each. Our next First Friday Shabbat dinner will take place on Friday, August 2nd, following our 6 o'clock service. Dinner will be at New Mandarin Garden, and all are welcome. Please RSVP to Cynthia Katz so we have an accurate head count. On Saturday, August 3rd at 11:30 a.m., join Rabbi Shribman for a prayer walk at the Orchard Lake Nature Sanctuary at 4700 Pontiac Trail. This is in lieu of services at TKA. Your site names will be read, but there will be no streaming on this morning. Join the TKA Relay for Life team on Sunday, August 11th at the Detroit Zoo. Gates open at 7 a.m. and the event ends at noon. All proceeds go to the American Cancer Society. If you have any questions about the above events, please contact the temple office. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. Kaddish and Motzir on page 5. Thank you so much, Amy, for doing extra work.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim ve'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
closing song is Shalom Aleichem, page 323.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boichem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeitchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
May you feel whole, knowing you are enough. May you feel confident, knowing you are prepared. May you feel calm, knowing the storm will pass. And may you feel at peace, knowing you are loved. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Please join us for Oneg in the lobby.